That's so crazy. Oh my God. That's so funny. Wait, is it? I don't know, man. That's freaking me out. That's really freaky. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Oh, what's up? What is it? Bro, that was sick. I just saw an electric motorcycle. Those things have some power. Is that like a beach outfit? Yeah, I really think that this next weekend, everybody's going to be at the beach. Not everybody knew about it this weekend. You got fudgesicles? Okay. Yeah, so I definitely think that everybody's going to be at the beach this next weekend. Now, there'll be a bunch of like college kids at the beach all week, but it won't look that busy because the locals will be busy throughout the week. Okay. Yeah, just lots of odd people. Lots of like very, very weird non-whites everywhere. I'm talking like the non-whites around here are definitely weird. So I went, my friend offered me a ride this morning to my property in Central Florida. So we woke up at 6 a.m. and we drove up there 2.5 hours each way, and there's no way he's just reparking closer to me, is he? No way. Yeah, this guy, he was just parked just parked 3 spaces away, and then he just parked 3 spaces closer to me. Maybe he's waiting on someone. So yeah, I posted the video. Of the property, and I guess I need like a land surveyor, I guess. So once I get the land surveyed, which allegedly costs a few $100s, we're going to clear it, because like you saw, there was a bunch of trees and bushes, and of course they said that, my buddy said that if I started clearing stuff now without property lines, you know, the surveyor coming in and putting in their property lines. The thing is that, I'll tell you something that, you know, I'm still all new to this, but it seems like I'm allowed to hire a private land surveyor. But then it's like, you would think the city would still need to verify that. Like, you would think it should be an only city thing. It's, you bought the land, then the city comes out and says, all right, here's your property lines. But then I somehow have to pay for these, they're right now invisible property lines, but then I'll end up with some potential, like, land surveyor, whether he's a private guy or a city guy, and then he's going to come out and just double check that, yes, this is your property line. And then once you have your property line, then you, like, I'm just like, do you have to have like a city person come verify? But they're saying that they've got these private land surveyors. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just have to email the city again up there and find out if there's like, if that's the way to do it. I don't know. I didn't get much sleep last night, so my brain isn't really functioning today. But yeah, went up, saw the property, looked over the emails again, and just, there's no property lines right now. There's no property lines right now, so I need to hire a land surveyor, and then he'll come out and put property lines on it, and then I can then start clearing stuff, and then if I want, I can get a well, and that's another couple $1,000s, few $1,000s, right? But the entire process, if I were to try to put a house on it, a legit house, is like $130,000. But if I just go with the way I'm going to do it, which is, you know, I've got a camper on my truck. And that was one of my first questions, was I said, can I just stay there on my camper? And they said, yeah. So I got the land, now I just need the electricity. That'll be a few $1,000s. I need the water. That'll be a few $1,000s. And then the septic tank, or, you know, for my poop and pee, that'll be a few $1,000s. So that's like, and then clearing stuff, you know, with like chainsaws, and we'll just say that's another $1,000 of tools and time. So I'm thinking at least $10,000 more. At least $10,000 more. And then we can have like the property, you know, to where we could actually stay on it if we wanted. You know? Cool, huh? What's up, Andre? You should just get 10K first. Oh yeah, I love that idea. I love the idea of just getting 10K. There must be like a pit bike group meeting or something, because I've seen like 100 pit bikes today. They're all headed towards the Fort Lauderdale direction. Yeah, surveys are good. They set up stuff that you can tell where the lines are. Yeah. Yep, that's the next idea. So my truck right now is turbocharged, and the turbocharger generates a lot of heat when you're, and the past few highway drives, I know this may sound very strange, but the engine, it does not originally come turbocharged. And the way they set up the spark plugs on this engine, it's like, sure, you can turbocharge it. And sure, I sure did. But that doesn't mean that it's very good. Like where the turbo manifold and the spark plugs are, they're like right on top of each other. And so now with the turbo kit, and I've never talked about this before, and no one really talks about this, but if you're like daily driving a turbo kit on a Nissan truck like I have, well, that thing really gets hot. And you know, I love that turbo. I mean, that thing is the coolest. But the problem is, like I said, the engine, it produces so much heat with that turbo right next to the spark plugs that the past few times, and I mean every single time I've taken it on the highway, and it gets prolonged heat to where you're like in heavy RPMs for long periods of time, it melts the spark plugs. And so to remedy that, I got these like fireproof spark plug boot covers, right? And even then, with those things, it was still, I almost had to like pull over every hour and like dump a bunch of water all over the spark plug covers to kind of just like soak them with water and stuff. Just a really, really interesting problem. And also, one more problem with the truck that I have is the drive shaft. I'm going to just tell you the four things wrong with my truck, and you're going to be like AI. You're going to be like AI, and you're going to tell me whether I should fix these four things, change these four things, or just sell the truck. Now, sadly, I can only sell the truck for $500. So for scrap, I'll only get scrap price for my truck, $500. But let me tell you the 4 things wrong with my truck, and you tell me if it's worth fixing it. So the first thing, like I said, is the turbocharger kit. I can take off the turbo kit, and I still have the header, the regular stock header, and I can just run non-turbo, and problem solved, right? Problem solved. No heat issues from the turbo, right? Super simple fix, right? So that's the first issue. But that would take a few hours of time, right? And like I said, I can either just do nothing and sell the truck, or I can start spending time working on the truck. So that's the first thing, is the turbo kit creates a lot of heat on the engine because the turbo kit is right against the spark plugs. And I could take the turbo kit off, just be boring, non-turbo, and have a vehicle that has a lot less problems. You get it? See, if I have worries about driving the vehicle and having like replacement spark plugs, or having to pull over because it's overheating, things like that, that's not good, right? So I could just go back to not being turbo. It wouldn't be cool, but I would be able to drive around and have no problems. The next issue is the alternator. Now, because of the modifications that I've made that I cannot go back on, I have made permanent modifications. This is number 2. So the stock alternator on the engine that I have produces 70 amps. However, all of the electronics that I have, and I'm not even running a sound system, but all of the electronics that I run are just over 70 amps. And the only upgrade is the Nissan van alternator, but it just doesn't line up. So you gotta like cut a bunch of stuff. And I did cut a bunch of stuff. And the problem is, though, is it's just like, I mean, it looks bad. It looks bad. Like when people see it, they say, holy cow, how do you have that thing like working? And I understand, and it'd be nice to find like a fabricator and have him fabricate me a mount for the alternator, so it just is completely lined up, right? Because right now, me trying to line it up, I just don't have the. Now, if I could do anything I wanted to do right now, and no budget, and any budget I mean, I would get a 3D scanner. I've been looking at those things. They're like $1,000. I would get like a 3D scanner, and I would scan the front of my engine, and then send in that file. That's how cool things are these days. I would send in the file of the front of my engine, and I would say that I need a mount for the alternator, you know, so I would scan it all and say, you see how that's not lined up? I need you to make me a mount so that the alternator sits right, you know? Because it just, I mean, it's barely noticeable, but it's just noticeable, right? And so that's problem number 2, is that the alternator belt, which is the only belt on the engine. The only belt on the engine is the alternator belt, and it just is like, you know, you're gonna inevitably have to change it like every few thousand miles because it wears because it's just it's off center a little bit, so it wears, you know. The next issue. So just to run through the first two issues again, the turbo kit produces a ton of heat, so I could go non-turbo. The alternator is not exactly lined up straight. It does work, but it will need to be changed every now and then. Same thing with how I'm changing spark plugs every now and then with the turbo kit. So I'm changing the alternator belt every few thousand miles, and I'm changing the spark plug wires, the wires, the rubber wires, not the spark plugs, but the spark plug wires are rubber and they melt because they go right next to the turbo. So I got these boot covers, but yet it's like still too hot. So then I run with no hood on it, no hood at all, so all the heat escapes. But then everybody says your truck looks like shit because you have no front end on it. So third issue, and the third issue is pretty bad as well. The third issue is the drive shaft. So the drive shaft that I have is like I'd say actually a full half an inch too short right now, because the new rear end that I put in, I was supposed to take I guess this pinion thing, like this part, it's so where your drive shaft axle pumpkin is, there's like this, I took it from where the flat spot is, but I was supposed to take it to where the gyro part is. I was supposed to take the gyro part too, and I did not take the gyro part, whatever that's called, I forget what it's called right now, but I did not take that part from the junkyard. And so to remedy it, I have put in about 6 washers and a longer bolt, which, if any of that were to come apart, well, probably everyone on the road is gonna die. You know, my drive shaft comes out and then everybody on the road dies. So we don't want that. Now, what if I were to tell you that I already drove on the highway with everything like this, with the bad spark plugs, not the bad spark plugs, bad spark plug wires melting, with the alternator not lined up, with the drive shaft not as long as it should be. And then fourth and final thing is, if I get pulled over, a cop, he's going to give me a ticket for my broken windshield, right? So I've got a cracked windshield. And the cops are assholes, and they're gonna give you a ticket for your cracked windshield, 100%. But the problem with that one's almost the worst issue, because the frame, like the metal framing around the windshield, is like starting to rust, you know? So it's just like, if I pull out that old windshield, and what are they gonna caulk in a new windshield on some of that rust? I don't see that happening. My best idea is, like, if I'm already willing at this point to take the turbo kit off, because to even sell it, I was probably going to keep the computer because the computer is universal. I don't know, man. The truck would at least get the camper up north, you know, to the new location. So, I don't know. I could keep the truck for an emergency, but within the next month or so, I'm gonna need to pay. Here's the last bit of detail. The last bit of detail is in a month or so, I have to pay another $500 to keep the truck licensed and insured, right? So do I turn in the truck and even make $500, and then I just have a camper in my backyard and no truck? Or do I pay another $500 to keep the truck another 6 months and kind of wait and figure things out? I don't know, man. See, the truck is gonna cost me like $500 in like another month or so. So it's like, do I keep the truck on the road? I don't know, man. You guys know what these are? I guess I'll just wait. But the problem is that I, you know, no, I don't use power steering. But no, let's run through it one more time. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done on the truck, like about $1,000 worth. And I just don't want to put $1,000 in it, you know? And then, let's say I don't work on it at all. Let's say I don't work on it at all. I would still have to pay $500 for insurance. So do I pay $500 for insurance? And then maybe even $1,000 in repairs? I'm dying. I need water. Oh man. Hello. I'm tired. I'm tired. How about you? I'm tired. Pretty good. Hey, have you guys tried a boiled egg? A boiled egg with soy sauce? So good. A boiled egg with a drop. So you boil an egg, you take off the shell. You've had chicken fried rice before. Chicken fried rice is chicken, eggs, and soy sauce and rice. Bro, every single one of you has had chicken fried rice, and that's got eggs and soy sauce. What the heck? How are all of you forgetting that all of you have had eggs and soy sauce? Bruh. So yes, chicken fried rice. That's chicken, eggs, rice, and soy sauce. And it's so good. You just take out the chicken and you take out the rice and you just got eggs and soy sauce. Now it's not a lot of soy sauce. It's just a drop. So you take off the shell from the boiled egg, you cut it in half, and then you put one drop of soy sauce on each half. And it's like, because see, I would typically put like salt, a little bit of salt, but I wanted to try a little drop of soy sauce, and it was like really good. Holy cow. Reminded me of Chinese food. I'm about to come out with my own Chinese restaurant called Egg Soy. Eggs, can you add me on Fortnite? F you on, please. Well, I'm not at home right now, so I can't add you right this second, but I could add you later. Call it egg farts, bro. No, not egg farts. I don't have any other good snacks. I only brought my one bag of chips. Yeah. Roger, write that down. My moderator will write that down. Oh my God, change your brakes. Hey, do you guys think it's time for a haircut? Do you guys think it's time for a haircut? Yes? Okay. Should I go super short? Should I go super short like that? Half inch long? I mean, look, or about like, whoa. Whoa, it was like a bug. A bug just landed in my hoodie. No, I'm asking you. All right, screw it, everybody. I'm going to buzz it all off. I'm buzzing it all off. I'm buzzing it all off. You guys don't even care. Ew, gross. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just hanging out at work right now. What are you guys doing? How's my PC coming along? How's the PC coming along? How's that PC coming along? Haven't received the package yet. Bro, you were supposed to get it Saturday. That's yesterday. You better check the tracking. You better check that tracking. Supposed to be there yesterday. Those nuns probably lost it. It's in Ohio. What are the nuns doing with it in Ohio? Do you have No, I've never played Roblox. I thought Roblox and Minecraft were like the same thing. I don't know what you do in either of those games, besides like everything looked 2D and you built stuff or something. It was like you're building your own pixelated world or whatever. It's fun. Yeah, so Roger, you think I should get like a van? Like a Chevy church van, a Chevy like church van, the one that has like, you know, I've seen them around here. They go for like, I don't know, $4,000. I could get a white Chevy church van for like $4K, and then I could put the camper on top of that, put my e-bike in the van. So instead of living in a van down by the river, we're living in a van down by the lake. Oh my God, here's one of the things I want. Check this out. Hold on, right here. Look at this right here. Look at that. All electric. Look at that. That thing's sick. Hold on. Right there. That's the Volkswagen ID. That thing, that van. That's the van I want. So that van though is $50,000. But that's like, it's 2025, all electric. You can get it in any two. Now, of course, it's really expensive. I get it. But it is so cool, wasn't it? Like, it's crazy. I just saw it too. Roger, did you see that? Did you see that Volkswagen van? But did you see it though? Because, I mean, it's basically like the Chevy Express, but it's electric. Right? Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm wondering if there will be any other companies that come out with like electric vans. Probably not. And let me ask you something. Should I get the diesel? Should I get the diesel Chevy? Because they make one of those. Should I get the diesel Chevy? I mean, those are pretty cool. They're more expensive, you know. Should I get the diesel Chevy van or the regular V8 van? Do I get the V8 or do I get the diesel? Bro. But you don't live in your Taurus. The point is to have a vehicle that you could also live in. That's why I got the truck, right? Except the truck, it's got a lot of problems. But yeah, I mean, would you live in your Taurus? You know? I've slept in that car. Okay. So if you knew that you had to like be full time in that car from now on, what kind of changes would you make? You know, would you keep that car or would you look for like if you knew that you had to potentially be in a vehicle full time, it doesn't have AC. Well, yeah, that's a problem too. And neither does my truck. My truck does not have AC. I was looking into one of those, pre-powered, I think it was called like a Zero Breeze or something. Yeah, see, I think I just want to start over on a new vehicle, on a new van, that I don't modify. See, that's how you know I'm old now, is because I don't want to modify it, right? I always ask my dad, I'm like, how do you know you're a man? And he's like, well, you'll know someday. And see, it's like when you want to modify your vehicle, when you don't have to, you're still young. But when you say, you know what, I just want a vehicle that I'm not going to modify anymore, just going to get a nice stock one, that's it. You're a grown-up now. So I'm just going to get a van, turnkey van, AC, you know. I'm going to just start looking for one now. Maybe I should update the Craigslist ad and say that I'm selling it, running and driving and everything. You think people should... Actually, I'm going to probably do that right now. So I'm going to go update my for sale listings on the truck and tell them that, it runs and drives right now. So